Hey there, frostbitten, fellow explorers of the past. Did you know that beneath a modern Russian highway lies a graveyard of 300,000 souls, their bones pulverized into the permafrost by Stalin's insatiable hunger for gold and glory? Today, we're plunging into the heart of Arctic hell, Stalin's dead road, the Kolyma Highway. A ribbon of terror forged by Gulag slaves where winter winds whispered death sentences, and every mile cost a mountain of lives. Buckle up for a tale of unimaginable endurance that will chill you to the core and remind us why remembering matters. Stick around, and if you crave these unearthed horrors, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a dispatch from the shadows. Imagine Moscow in the 1930s, a city buzzing with the promise of a worker's paradise, but shadowed by paranoia that would soon swallow millions. Joseph Stalin, the mustachioed architect of the Soviet dream, launched the Great Purge in 1936, a whirlwind of show trials, midnight arrests, and fabricated confessions that ensnared anyone from peasants to poets. Old Bolsheviks like Nikolai Bukharin faced the firing squad, accused of treason in a theater of the absurd where evidence was as optional as mercy. By 1938, the NKVD secret police had ballooned into a machine of terror, rounding up intellectuals, kulaks, and ethnic minorities under Article 58 for counter-revolutionary crimes. What started as a political cleansing morphed into a societal bloodletting, with quotas for arrests trickling down like poison from the Kremlin. This frenzy fed the Gulag, Stalin's sprawling empire of slave labor camps stretching from the Baltic to the Bering Sea. Established in the 1920s, but exploding under the Purge, the Gulag wasn't just punishment, it was profit. Prisoners mined coal, felled timber, and dug canals, their sweat equity propping up the 5-year plans. But no corner embodied this horror like Kolyma, the frozen frontier in Russia's far east, where gold lured Stalin like a siren's call. Delstroy, the state trust overseeing the region, turned Kolyma into a penal colony rivaling Dante's Inferno, shipping in 1.5 million souls over 2 decades. Eyewitnesses later recalled the cattle cars rattling across Siberia, packed so tight that the weak suffocated before arrival. One survivor, poet Osip Mandelstam, scribbled verses of exile before starvation claimed him en route, his words a faint cry against the roar of engines carrying doom. As the purge peaked, Kolyma's camps swelled. Sevasleg, the Northeast Camp Administration, became the nerve center, its barbed wire web snaring everyone from Ukrainian intellectuals to Japanese prisoners of war. Stalin's orders were clear: extract gold at any cost to fund tanks and tractors for the coming war. But the Arctic didn't yield easily. Temperatures plunged to -70 degrees Celsius. Winds howled like banshees, and the taiga hid wolves that feasted on escapees. Prisoners arrived half-dead, stripped naked in Magadan's transit camps for delousing, a euphemism for beatings and frostbite triage. From there, the dead road would claim its toll. But first, the system broke them. Rhetorical question: how does a man cling to humanity when his daily ration is a fistful of frozen fish heads and guards wager on who collapses first in the snow? These weren't criminals in the classic sense. Most were innocents, betrayed by neighbors or colleagues in the fever of denunciations. The Gulag's architects, men like Naftali Frankel, preached that we are exploiting the surplus labor power of the criminal. But in Kolyma, there was no surplus, only deficit. Frankel, a former inmate turned enforcer, streamlined the camps into factories of death, where output trumped lives. By 1937, Delstra's gold haul hit 100 tons annually, but at what price? Archival ledgers, unearthed post-Soviet, tally 10,000 deaths that year alone from scurvy, dysentery, and exhaustion. Yet numbers lie cold on paper. It's the human stories that sear. Take Anna, a fictionalized composite from survivors' tales, a young teacher from Leningrad, arrested for Trotskyist sympathies after her brother's joke. Shipped to Kolyma in '38, she shoveled frozen gravel till her fingers blackened, whispering lullabies to a phantom child as diphtheria gnawed her lungs. Her end, a shallow pit by the roadside, one of countless unmarked, Stalin's machine ground on, indifferent. Now, picture this, 1932, the Tiga's edge, where the Kolyma River snakes into oblivion. Stalin's decree echoes, build a highway from Magadan to the goldfields, a lifeline to pump riches back to Moscow. No engineers, no machines, just 80,000 prisoners from Sevastopol, handed picks and promises of freedom for impossible quotas. The Kolyma Highway, later dubbed the Road of Bones, would snake 2,000 kilometers through permafrost that buckled underfoot and summers that turned paths to sucking mud. Construction was a death march. Teams of 50 felled trees with axes dulled by cold, hauled logs across bogs where mosquitoes drained blood faster than veins could refill. Bridges lashed from saplings that snapped in gales. One brigade, tasked with blasting granite, ignited dynamite too close. Dozens vaporized in a crimson mist, their remnants shoveled into craters as foundation. Why this road? Beyond gold, it symbolized Soviet might, a thread stitching the empire's frayed edges. But the Arctic rebelled. Winters buried crews under avalanches. Thaws unearthed bloated corpses from hasty graves. Guards, too, perished, though fewer warm barracks and vodka rations their shield. Eyewitness Varlam Shalamov, arrested in '37 for a Trotsky pamphlet, chronicled it in Kolyma Tales. The road ate men like a snake swallows mice. Shalamov, a doctor turned convict, saw friends gnaw boot leather for sustenance, their eyes hollowing to wolfish gleam. He survived 18 years, penning shards of truth. One story tells of a prisoner trading his soul's last dignity for a crust, only to die clutching it. These vignettes, drawn from life, paint not just horror, but the soul's quiet rebellion. A stolen cigarette shared in the dark, a forbidden song hummed against the wind. Suspense builds with each mile. Would the next bend reveal salvation or slaughter? By 1941, the road clawed 1,000 kilometers inland, ferrying more fodder to the mines. Dalstroy's chief, the sadistic Edward Berzin, boasted of rehabilitating inmates through toil, but his memos reveal the truth: expendable cogs in a glacial grinder. Women, too, toiled here, their pregnancies no bar to labor. Newborns swaddled in rags and left to fate. A rhetorical pause. What madness drives a regime to bury its future under ice? Primary sources, like NKVD reports, archived in Moscow, log accidents spiking in '39, landslides, drownings, suicides, disguised as escapes. Yet the road pushed on, its gravel dyed with the essence of the damned. Shalamov's prose captures the surreal. Guards picnicking amid pyres of the frozen dead, toasting to the plan. This wasn't war, it was erasure, one swing of the pick at a time. As World War II raged, the road's urgency peaked. Convoys of Lend-Lease trucks rumbled over it, bound for fronts, while prisoners dreamed of amnesty that never came. One realistic tale, inspired by survivor Ivan Galyako, a Ukrainian farmer, chained for sabotage, who etched family names into bark before a blizzard claimed him. His ghost, perhaps, lingers in the ruts. By 45, the highway spanned its full horror, a vein pulsing with slave blood. But the cost? Estimates from memorial historians pegged 250,000 road-related deaths, swelling to 300,000 with camp fatalities, scurvy's teeth, typhus's fever, guards, bullets. Dive deeper into the maw. A typical day on the dead road. Dawn cracks at -50, a pallet slash on the horizon. Reveille blasts. Those who stir earn 400 grams of bread. Laggards, lashes. Brigades trudge out, skeletal figures in rags, hauling sleds of tools through knee-deep drifts. Labor, chopping cordwood for barracks that leak like sieves, or mending the road's endless wounds from thaws. Quotas loomed like guillotines fail, and your ration halves to 200 grams, a starvation sentence. Imagine the ache, not just in limbs, but in the spirit, as hope curdles to despair. Shalamov's sheriff's wig recounts a convict barber, snipping hair with trembling hands, his mind a whirlwind of lost yesterdays. Wife's laughter, child's touch, before the clippers slip, drawing blood that mirrors his own. Women fared no better. In Butagi Hag, the Valley of Death, female Zek's prisoner slang wove nets for fish traps, fingers frostbitten to stubs. One account, from nurse Efrasinia Kirsnovskaya's memoirs, describes birthing in a tent, the infant's wail drowned by gales, then silence as cold stole its breath. Kirsnovskaya sketched her saga on birch bark, smuggling it out, a testament etched in desperation. Politicals, the enemies of the people, suffered psychic torments, endless interrogations, sleep deprivation, promises of release dangled like mirages. Criminals, the Blatny ruled the barracks with knives and codes, extorting the weak, yet flickers of defiance. Secret universities in whispers, teaching marks twisted against the master. A guard's lapse, a smuggled radio, news of Allied victories sparking riots quelled in blood. Suspense coils in the isolation, escapes, fool's errands into bare country, trackers with dogs closing the noose. Shalamov's The Cut evokes a logger's axe biting flesh by accident, ending misery swift. Typhoid swept camps like scythes, bodies stacked like cordwood, torched to stem spread. Doctors, if any, rationed aspirin like gold dust. Rhetorical heart stab, how thin the line between survivor and specter. Sergei Korolev, future space pioneer, endured Kolyma's forge, teeth knocked out, frame whittled to wire, emerging to launch Sputnik. His story, verified in declassified files, whispers redemption amid ruin. But for most, the road was terminus. Frozen corpses, dubbed zexicles, lined verges, pecked by ravens. Dalstroy logs, per JSTOR analyzes, show peaks in 38 Great Terror's harvest, with 25% annual mortality. These weren't statistics. They were symphonies, silenced, dreams detonated in the deep freeze. Personal vignettes humanize the abyss. Consider Piotr, inspired by Golyako's kin, a miner from Donbass. Arrested in 41 for defeatism, he tunneled 4 gold veins, thinner than hope, lungs clogged with quartz dust. One EV, sharing a haunch of dog meat with a dying Pole, he murmured, "For what? tractors in Ukraine. Dawn brought the cart, another layer of gravel over his form. Shalamov's cycles, 145 tales strong, dissect this. In the night, a man pawns his last tooth for tobacco, awakening to the void of self. These aren't fictions, they're scalpels carving truth from trauma. Subtle drama heightens, the guard who weeps unseen over a boy's shallow grave. The convict's coded tap on walls, Morse for hold on, yet the machine churned, indifferent, gold bars stacking while bones bleached below. By 50, as Stalin's grip loosened, amnesties trickled, too late for the 300,000 ghosts. Hunger's specter haunted every step. Rations, a gruel of maggoty oats, supplemented by shmen, searches stripping dignity. Scurvy swelled, gums black, berry bent spines. Survivor Tamara Petkovich, in Memoir of a Gulag Actress, recalls theatricals in camps, Chekhov lines mocking their cage, laughter a luxury rarer than meat. These sparks of culture defied dehumanization, but guards crushed them with truncheons. The road's pulse quickened post-war, hauling uranium for bombs. Prisoners, now enemies of the atomic age. One chilling primary, a 1947 NKVD directive, archived online, mandating no sick leaves, work, or wither. Thus, the white hell claimed its tithe, unblinking. Twilight falls on our journey, but the road endures. By 1953, Stalin's death cracked the Gulag's facade. Beria's fall accelerated releases, camps dissolving like mist. Khrushchev's 1956 secret speech denounced the cult, yet Kolyma's scars festered. The highway paved in patches, ferries, tourists today, oblivious to the ossuary beneath. Remnants whisper, rusted watchtowers in Nagaevo, overgrown graveyards near Deben, where crosses tilt like drunken sentinels. Modern pilgrims, like those in the NYT's 2020 trek, unearth buttons, boots, tangible echoes of the erased, a cautionary mosaic. Yet resilience gleams. Descendants in Magadan maintain museums, like the Mask of Sorrow, a weeping concrete giant overlooking the bay, Stalin's averted gaze. Korolev's rockets pierced the stars, a phoenix from ashes. The road teaches, tyranny thrives in isolation, but memory's light pierces permafrost. As climate thaws the tundra, bones surface, nature's quiet inquest. Purges, paranoia, and the road's relentless grip led to Stalin's Arctic terror, taking 300,000 lives and leaving a haunted highway behind. Key lesson: power, unchecked, devours its wielders. Humanity's spark, though dimmed, endures. Mysteries linger. How many untold sagas moldered in unmarked pits? Tasteful theory. Perhaps those winds carry their unfinished poems, urging us to listen. What strikes you deepest? The guard's indifference or survivor's fire? Drop your thoughts in comments. Share a family story of resilience if you've got one. And if this frozen odyssey gripped you, like, share, and subscribe for more dives into history's underbelly. Until then, stay warm, stay curious. Thanks for journeying with me.